excited to be here. My name is Tyler Kleeman. I know that I was here 2 weeks ago, and I think I met most of you. And but if I didn't meet any of you, or if you have not seen me, my name is Tyler Kleeman. Really excited to be here. Fighting a little bit of some allergies with this weather, so I was pretty exhausted today. So I was kind of fighting through it, but really happy to be here and talk to everyone. So thanks everyone for being here. And the topic that I'm going to be discussing is the topic of staying connected. And I have a lot to say about it. I think it's a cool topic that I've been really excited to talk about. And I want to start by discussing the meaning or definition of being connected. I kind of did some research online, and there were some different definitions of the meaning. But the one that stood out to me the most was to join together so as to provide access and communication. Started to have me think about a lot of things that I stay connected to that I'm interested in, and I wanted to actually kick it off by asking some people in the audience if anyone could volunteer and just share some things, hobbies, interests, anything that comes to mind that they like to stay connected to. It could be anything. My man, what's up?
I box.
You box? So how do you stay connected to boxing?
By having someone check me for it and consistently going. So that way they make sure that I go. If I don't go, they feel bad on me because I feel like I'm letting them down.
Okay. So check you as in they hold you accountable?
Yeah.
Okay. And how often do you box? Just tell me a little more about it.
I go to the actual boxing gym twice a week, but I do everyday morning runs.
Okay.
And workouts.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I like that a lot. And I'm into working out and fitness, so I have a lot of respect for boxing. I know you have to be in really good shape to box, so power to you. Anyone else? And then we'll go around.
I like running, so I have stayed connected by doing cross country at high school in the fall and track and field during the winter and spring.
Okay, so you run cross country and track and field both for your high school. That's awesome. Where do you go to school?
Niles North.
Okay. And what do you do to stay connected to that? What do you feel like, aside from going to practice and the meets, what else do you feel like you have to do to stay in tune with that and connected?
I make sure that I am healthy. Also, every once in a while, I will run home from church on Sundays.
Okay.
Dedication.
That's dedication.
I see them do it. It's kind of freaky.
Okay. I know there's two more here. I'd like to go to.
I'm a part of SHIP, which is Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers. It's kind of like a science group for minorities.
Okay.
So to speak, and we compete in regional science school.
Wow.
Yeah, I went third place.
You won third place? Congratulations. What work did it take to prepare for that, to receive third place? How many people competed, first of all?
First of all, you have to join it's by school, so it's like a club. Yeah, kind of a club. You don't have to be a SHIP. It's basically any minority group that loves science. You can compete in it.
Nice. And how often do these events take place, or?
Well, we have one major competition, but we practice a lot.
Okay.
Like a lot.
Like every day? All right. I love it. It's good for you. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. We had two more over here.
Family.
Family? That's a good one. How do you stay connected to your family?
Don't be out of the house at all hours of the day.
Okay.
And if family's eating dinner or something, don't go and do homework
Yeah.
while they're eating.
And that's, I would think, definitely something that's a day in, day out thing because you live with your family. And that's extremely important to stay connected to family. And not everyone, has that privilege, so that's really awesome. How about yourself?
Oh yeah, for me I love swimming.
Okay. So how do you stay connected with swimming? That's another, like boxing, that's a really, you have to be in really good shape. So what do you do?
For me, I just try and eat as healthy as possible and stay hydrated. It helps me think about my health a lot too. Then in the spring I play water polo, so it's kind of like an offshoot swimming that helps me coordination.
Okay. How often do you swim? Do you swim every week?
Yeah. Well, right now it's water polo season, so we basically
Every morning
Yeah, I do conditioning and stuff.
before school.
Yeah.
It's dedication, baby, man. That's good stuff, man.
We practice twice a day, like 5 times a week.
Wow. That's a lot. Well, you too, though.
I would die.
That's why I didn't try swimming even though
I have this like weird thing with swimming. I can only do it when it's like nice outside. I think it's like a psychological thing. So in the winter, even though it's obviously indoors, I don't know. But in the summer, I enjoy it. It's a good workout. Anything else? Anyone else?
I really like, I bet, I really like biking. I don't do it competitively, but it's sort of a way for me to think through my thoughts in a very specific way.
Mm-hmm. How often do you bike?
Pretty much once the ice is mostly off the pavements, but if there's still ice on the sidewalk, odds are I'm still biking in the street. And so that puts me biking for all but like 3 months of the year.
Wow. That's awesome. And how many times a week do you do it when you are doing it?
A lot of times I'll bike home from school,
Okay.
which is like a 20-minute bike ride. And
To school and home?
During the summer I'll go to school and home, but during the school year usually I just do home and then like an hour or so bike ride, just to be on the bike.
Where's the bike? You just leave it at school and then, like I was thinking, how do you get to school without the bike and then?
It's in the car.
Oh, okay. Duh.
Sorry.
No problem. I should have got that one there. My man.
Volunteer work.
Okay.
I just love doing volunteering. And
What kind of volunteer work?
Well, once a month, every month, I do at least once. I do help out with the shed. It's a lot of ecology preservation
Yeah.
based, but I also mostly, if I at least have to do once a week, like help out with a pantry.
Okay.
At an old church, at a Baptist church in Rogers, or just anywhere there's volunteer work. I look for it. I have to do it at least. It's something I like to do. I like to contribute
Yeah.
as much as possible. That's why.
That's awesome. It's very fulfilling and it feels great to be able to help and be involved in volunteering, especially in things that I think you're passionate about and interested in, and ways that you can help out with something that you're knowledgeable in. So, another one. We've got an active group today. You guys are awesome.
So I show cows.
Show cows?
Like in fairs and
Oh.
stuff in the summer.
I've not heard of that before. Wow. Okay, you learn something new every day. Tell me more about that.
Well, so I'm gonna get my cow in May, and then like every day I have to go to the farm and like feed it and like walk it around and get it like ready, and then at the end of the summer, I'll show it in like different. It's kind of like a beauty pageant, but for cows. Not kidding. Like, type of like money and stuff. Like what they
Look
do
at this
for
beautiful
horses.
cow in front of me.
Like what they do for horses. Yeah, like, a lot of draft horses have like horse shows.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Wow. Where is this at?
Do you know where Wagner Farm is?
What is it?
Wagner Farm, do you know Wagner Farm?
Wagner Farm. No, where is that?
It's in Glenview.
Glenview.
And I live in Glenview, so it's like,
Okay. I was thinking it was in like 8 hours north in Wisconsin or something crazy.
right? It's like in the middle of nowhere.
Wow. How'd you get involved in that?
Yeah. Like,
You're her spokesperson. I like that. Your family?
what and friends
Okay.
do it. Mostly like your friends. That's not really. It's your family. Okay.
Any others?
I do musical theater.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Musical theater.
Yeah. So, want me to tell you how many times? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I have classes on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and those are for like long hours. I'm there doing either, if I'm involved with a play, then it's play rehearsal, or I have dance classes. And then like every day I practice my dance and go over scenes and different choreography that I have.
Yeah. That's awesome. How often do you do that? Okay. Awesome. Well, we got some really great involvement here, and thank you guys. And if people want to add more as we go, I would love to hear more. But I do want to transition in a little bit. I was going to talk a little bit about some things that I'm interested in, how I stay connected to those things. I think we've all talked about a lot of things that we all have interest in, and one for me, I am really into fitness, so I lift weights and play basketball, and I'm really involved at my gym. I have a bunch of buddies that I play basketball with, and I'm really connected to that group of people. I feel like we see each other a couple times a week, and especially when we all play basketball together, and we just have this camaraderie, and I really make a point to be connected to that. I've always been really, really huge sports fan. I love the Bears and the Bulls and the White Sox. Those are like my 3 favorite teams. So, but I'm always connected to sports. I'm always on ESPN and watching the games and reading articles about them, following it on Twitter and things like that. So I've really made a point to be connected to that. And different musicians and just things that I am interested in. I think that we all have, like you guys have all shared, a lot of things that we really stay connected to those things. And it's obviously vital, as you all know, to be connected to Jesus and keep that faith connected. And for me, I've gone through some situations in my life that have taken me away from my faith in the past. And specifically, I grew up in a church family, and my parents went through a really difficult divorce. I don't want to talk about the details, but that was something that happened in my life, and it really separated me from the church and from my faith. And I think about, as I look back, I was really still connected to all these other things, sports, following the teams that I like, music that I listen to, family and friends that I've been really blessed and fortunate to have through my whole life. I've always been really connected to those things and those people. And for several years of my life, I was really disconnected from my faith, although I always had the belief and would always really be open to share that I did believe in that. But I wasn't living my life that way, and I just felt really disconnected, and it was something that was bothering me, although I didn't really know exactly how to explain that feeling at the time. But looking back, it was something that was really difficult to be separated from. And I think that it's really, I know that it's extremely important to stay connected to your faith, regardless of things that happen in your life. So, like I mentioned, my parents went through a really, really difficult divorce, and that disconnected me from my faith. And in turn, I did some things that I shared with most people a few weeks ago that really were damaging to me as a person, and they really held me back from being the best version of myself and being able to do a lot of things that, looking back, there were changes that I wish I had made to my life. And I just want to really share my testimony with all of you to really understand the importance of that. I know that it's extremely important to be consistent with your faith, and we can talk more as we go about the ways to do that. But I know that we will all go through situations in life and tough times that can separate us, that could have the potential to separate us from our faith. So, I just want to share that I really believe that it's important to stay connected to a Christian community. I have a couple guys in my life, a couple really good friends that are vital to me in my faith, and guys that hold me accountable. We have conversations on a weekly basis and really talk about, they know me, they know everything about me, my weaknesses, my strengths, and they can look at me and understand if I'm really all there or if something's wrong. I think, if you can have a couple friends like that that can really look at you and identify what may be going wrong, if there is anything going wrong, or the great things that are happening in your life. So I know that it's just really, really important to stay connected to friends that you have, especially being involved in VQ and at Evanston, people that can really hold you accountable and be someone that you can talk to about things. Because I know that all families are not perfect, and people in households can have issues. And I think that really the importance is that you all have that relationship with Jesus. You all have your own individual relationship, and you don't have to rely on your parents or family members or people that bring you to church. It's really your personal relationship, and I think that's one area where I really kind of messed up in, honestly, was that my parents separated and the faith kind of went away. And so I thought that, oh, well, my parents are not as involved in the faith and I'm just going to not be as involved either. But that was a huge mistake because it damaged my life and it had consequences for me that I, looking back, wish I could change them, but I can't. So I think that that's really the important message is regardless of what's going on at home, really be able to stay connected and be able to have that group of friends, group of people that you can really, really help you stay connected to that. And like I was saying, it's really your personal relationship. So, all of us have unlimited access to Jesus. We all can just say a prayer. We all can open up our Bibles, watch a speaker or a sermon online or something like that. So you all have untapped, unlimited, unimaginable access. And that's not reliant on anyone or anything in this earth. It's really your personal relationship. So I think it's just extremely important to have that. And you don't really need to rely on others too. Like I said, it's vital to have that specific group of people that you can count on. But at the same time, I know that you all can access that. And for me personally, I think there's a few things that I do. I have a very, very busy life with my career and then speaking on the side and other hobbies and interests that I have. So I always try to find really logical time frames that I can stay focused on my spiritual life. So in the morning when I'm on the bus to work, I'll usually read a chapter in the Bible. Just take 10 minutes and just on my Bible app, just read a chapter. And prayer has been extremely crucial for my life. Getting up in the morning, even in the shower, just saying a quick prayer. At night before I go to sleep, make sure I say a prayer as well. So just having that connection, I think prayer life can, not only when you're in a time or a situation where you feel like you need a prayer answered or you need something, but just to thank God for the day you had, just to thank God for, my boxing practice today or swimming, or the beautiful cows that I presented. Just being able to say thanks and have a grateful attitude and be thankful every day and have a prayer life. It's just been unbelievably important for my life, day in and day out, just staying consistent with prayer. And I think that's really the top one, in my opinion. I know it's important. It's very vital to stay in the Word too and read scriptures and stuff, but to be able to have that access in your prayer life is just so incredibly important. So I did have a few scriptures that I wanted to have us take a look at here. So I don't know if we could, so we'll go to them here. So they kind of pop all up there, but I was reading a little bit of the chapter of Joshua and So they all couldn't come up at the same time, but the Joshua 1, the first chapter, verses 5 through 9. I'm just going to kind of read it here, and I might kind of take some breaks in between as I read it, but this was extremely awesome. I just really enjoyed reading this here. So, no man will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, I will be with you. I will not abandon you. I will not leave you. Be strong and courageous, for you shall provide the land that I swore to their fathers to give them as an inheritance for this people. Be strong and very courageous in order to act carefully in accordance with all the law that my servant Moses commanded you. Do not turn aside from it to the right or to the left, so that you may succeed wherever you go. The book of the law must not depart from your mouth. And then we could go to the next one here. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may act carefully according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way successful, and you will be wise. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So I just love that verse. If we could back up, I know you guys are going to laugh because we're going to have the same. All right, right there. Let's leave it. So we got it. It's because you went back. That's why it worked out. But so I just think when I read this here, there's a few things that really stand out to me. The first part is when in the verse where it says, "No man will be able to stand against you all the days of your life." I really believe that this falls into exactly what I was talking about going through divorce and how my family went through a divorce and that separated me from my faith, and just going through different issues in your life. No man can stand against you. There is no person on this earth that can get between you and your access and the access of your faith to Jesus. So I think it's just extremely important to be aware of that, and we see it here in the scripture. As God was with Moses, he will be with you. He will be with each and every single one of you. There's no favorites. There's no one that gets picked over someone else. We all have that, which is just so awesome. I just really love that. I will not abandon you. I will not leave you. Be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous in your faith. If there's tough times going on at home, if there's tough situations going on with your friends or people around you, you can stand strong. You can be strong in your faith. And that's another thing that's been really important for me is as I've really been strong and courageous in my faith and what I feel is my purpose for my life, I've seen some people come and go. I've seen people that maybe wanted me to be a certain way, the way that they want me to be, or the box that those people want you to fit in. But that's not, you really figure out who your real friends are when you stay strong and you're courageous in your faith. And those people that really appreciate that and recognize that and they stay with you, those are your real friends. So being strong and courageous and yeah, let's go to the next one here. So meditate on it day and night. That's exactly what I said, prayer. Meditating on prayer, being consistent with that. And it can be a simple prayer. I mean, I'm not saying that, we have to write, our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. It doesn't have to be just simply saying, thank you, God. Thank you for today. Thank you for waking me up. I pray to have a great day, and I pray to honor you. It can just be simple as that. And however you feel like you want to talk or pray or share that message, it doesn't have to be a certain proper way, or there's not like a way you have to do it. It's just simply being thankful and being joyful for that day. And when I wake up in the morning and I just say a quick prayer, it just energizes my day, and I feel like it's just really important. I just want to share that energy with everyone here. For then you will make your way successful and you will be wise. And I actually do want to take a minute and just pause and talk about that part of this verse here really quickly, because I know that we all as people I'm assuming that you all want to be successful in one way or another in whatever you do, in school, in boxing, in swimming, in what was the name of your ship? In the ship organization, and all the things that you share with me and everyone that didn't speak. I am certain that you all want to be successful in life and all want to have wisdom as well. And I can just be a testimony to tell you that any amount of success or achievement or things that have been fulfilling and made me feel purposeful and feel happy and joyful has all came from what I feel God has called me to do in my life. So my career, when I go to my job and I'm a sales professional, I make it a point to, when I talk to customers and when I meet with people, I treat everyone with respect, and I make sure that I handle all my situations as a man of honor and a man of integrity and character. And when we do that in our workplace, we're honoring God. So when we go to school or we go to practice or we do hobbies or things that we're interested in, when we give that our all and we do that with character and with dignity, we're truly honoring God and honoring our purpose. So I know that when I close a nice deal at work, or when I go speak at an awesome school to some athletes at different colleges in Chicago, I know that God is really directing my steps, and I'm a firm believer that if you stay consistent with your faith and stay consistent with the things that we had talked about, it will lead to prayers being answered, your dreams coming to life, and just being able to have success in life. Also wisdom too. You would be surprised that if you just take a few minutes and really meditate and listen, you'll hear things, you'll learn things, you'll gain knowledge that you can try. I feel like I've learned things in prayer that I could try for 10 years to try to figure out, but just in a moment of time, I I get this feeling of wisdom, this feeling of maturity, and learn things. So I just am really, really stressing these points here that successful things and wisdom all come through prayer and faith. And also, like he's saying here, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? So we're seeing that over and over in the text here, being strong, being courageous, being consistent with that. And just do not be afraid or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So, and then if we could just move forward to the next one here. So another one, go back. Yeah, it's just one. So 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and self-control. So I know that it's very natural for us as humans to have fear, to be afraid of failing or something bad happening or thinking those kind of thoughts, but that is not the mentality or approach that we're called to have. And that's something that takes work and practice to not be afraid. I think that being confident in prayer, being consistent with your prayer life and reading the Word could constantly remind you of how it's important to not be afraid, but have a spirit of power, love, and self-control. So, power and love, those are really, really strong words. And then self-control, that's something that's really, really applicable to everything you do. If you want to be successful, or if you want to be good at what you do, you got to have self-control. If you want to go swimming, you got to have that self-control to make sure you get in the pool. You can't just lollygag all week and then hop in the pool and be Michael Phelps. It's not going to happen. So, and everything that we do, we need to have a lot of self-control in order to attain that. So we'll go to the next one here. And remember, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. So, this is just amazing for my testimony to talk about how I think of some of the things that I've been through and the mistakes that I've made and just bad decisions that I've made in my life. And to know full circle that everything comes back is just amazing. I actually grew up going to this church. So this was the church that I went to when I was young, and then went off to some different churches with my family. But I just think it's amazing that everything can be full circle, where everything started here and now I'm back. And it's just such a testimony that God is with you no matter what. So whatever mistakes you make, whatever troubles you go through, whatever's happening at home or personal mistakes or bad things that happen in life, you can rest and be assured to know that God is always with you no matter what. And the Word can constantly remind you of that. So staying consistent in reading the Bible and having that prayer life can just really constantly reveal that to you and eliminate any fear or doubts. I know that we saw the word fear in the previous text. So the more that you can read and just stay consistent with that, you will have the fuel that you need to provide you the knowledge and the confidence in the Word and everything that you'll see in here. So it's just I just want to be a testimony to you guys and just really share real life, truthful, honest wisdom and experience, and just have everyone in the room know that everything that I'm telling you is from the bottom of my heart and it's for real, and I've experienced it and I've been through stuff. I've told you guys my testimony. I've been through some tough times and been really able to bounce back, and I just give all credit to God for all the awesome things that He's done, and I know that He loves all of you and wants to see all of you succeed and be the best versions of yourselves, and I can say that with a lot of confidence. So if I could really just leave with one word, it would just be to say that focus on being the best you can be, and know that God loves you more than you can even imagine, and really amazing things can happen with your lives, especially if you practice things like self-control, being consistent, and really staying connected. And I believe that staying connected is really, really important. So so I know we've got a little time here, but I definitely want to open it up for any questions, any comments, anything that people want to add or have any questions or anything. Or anything else that people stay connected to, or maybe questions on how to stay connected, or if you're going through a tough time, how do I stay connected? I just want to be someone that, again, has really been through some things and can be a testimony to that. Yep.
From your personal advice to give to someone who wants to be more consistent, like the tools to be more consistent?
Consistent in their faith?
Consistent in general, like how to be a consistent person, scheduling, all sorts of that.
Yeah, so what advice would I give to a person
Who wants to be more consistent?
who wants to be more consistent in just generally speaking? Well, I would say the first thing is having that faith and being consistent in your prayer life and reading of the Word and things like that. Obviously, like I talked about, but I just really believe that it's extremely important to really mentally prepare yourself and really take some time to think about what tasks you have to get goals accomplished. And aside from prayer life, just taking time to reflect. And I know it's really important for me to have a little downtime and just have time to myself where I can think and prepare. I really believe that preparation is extremely important. And I'm a very social, extroverted person, and I always want to be out and about, hanging out with people, playing basketball with my friends, just like always being out of my house. But when I do find some time to just sit, focus, reflect, and prepare for the task or the work week coming ahead or things that I have going on. So I really think that just preparation is really the word that comes to mind. I know it's kind of a general term, but preparation, you can never really over-prepare. I think that's really something that I would tell people, and people really respect someone that they see that is prepared. So if you go to a job interview and you're 15 minutes early and you have your nice resume, and you're in a suit or dressed up, and you did some research on the company or the place that you're applying for, when people see that you've taken time to prepare, that shows that you take it seriously. And when they see that you take it seriously, then they know that, okay, this person is a good candidate. So, and that's just an example, obviously, but I would say that preparation is really a good word, if that answers your question. All right. Any other questions? You guys were very active in the beginning. What's up, man? What's your name?
Teddy.
Teddy, what's up, bro?
It's not really like a question, but it's kind of weird that when you come here today for me, I'm all over the place with time and I can't manage time very well. I feel like this kind of reaches out to me sort of.
Awesome, man. That means a lot. I'm glad.
How you saying prepare? I feel like someone's a sign sort of be prepared and actually because I'm always doing constantly doing something. I'm never at home.
Never at home?
Yeah, just always just doing something. I feel
Yeah, I'm similar.
yeah. Maybe I should just stay home or something and reflect. I don't know. I think that would be good.
So you're saying that you struggle with preparing
Yeah, basically.
for
Just because I do a lot of things. I play key band. I go to school and work. Now it's my schedule is all over the place. So it's and I'm in church too. So it's I'm a busy person. I feel
how do you feel like you struggle with preparing, or where do you feel like you could improve,
um,
or what's your problem? Maybe you think I'm just trying to understand a little bit more.
it's people who try to drag me to do something. With my two bands, they have different practice days, and I'm normally just lazing around,
Yeah.
not really worried about it until someone asks me to do something. It's oh yeah, sure. And then someone else tells me oh let's do this. And oh I can't. I'm doing this, and it's just so out of place, just unorganized. It's just
Yeah.
it's just very stressful, especially sometimes school and work on the sides. It's just stressful.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm almost sensing you saying being able to say no
Yeah.
can kind of be a struggle. Yeah, and we saw it in the text about, let's actually go back. Can you actually go back? One more. One more. I'm getting lost in the text. No man will be able to stand against you. So I just thought of that because I was in the verse. But I just believe that it's really important to be able to say no and not worry about what other people think or worry about how people might feel. And doing it in a way of kindness and and doing it in the right way. But I think that was something else that I know that was something that I struggled with when I was going through some things in life, when I felt like I was more reliant on the acceptance or opinion of others. And when I got to a place where I realized I don't care, like I don't care what anyone says or thinks. Like obviously, like you care that people think you're a good person and you treat them with respect and things like that. But being able to just be a yes man and say yes to people and being so caught up in being accepted or being liked or just having that be a reason why you make decisions, it can really be damaging. It can really hold you back from being excellent in what you do. And I'm hearing you say that you're a musician and that's something that you're really passionate about. So being consistent, staying connected to that, like we're talking about, staying connected to that, but being able to say no to people, places, and things that might interfere with that, and school obviously being number one. So just being able to be strong, and I know it's hard, and sometimes I still struggle with that a little bit, where I'll overcommit with making plans, and I'll be like, man, I didn't even get a chance to relax this weekend or take it easy, and then I'll remind myself like, hey, I got to do that next time. So I could totally relate to that and totally understand what you're saying, but I think just being able to say no and use your discernment and use your kind of be able to make that decision and say, yeah, I don't think that's really worth it, and then taking some time to be able to prepare for the music, for the bands, for school, and taking more time to focus on that and less time of, wanting to please others or make them feel like, you have to feel like you have to say yes to certain things. Does that make sense? Yeah. Awesome question though. Definitely something I've struggled with, and it's not easy. Any other questions? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Okay, all right.
So this is kind of like a broad one. How do you stay motivated if you're not seeing like the good results that you want to see? Like if you're like pursuing your dreams?
Yeah, consistency for sure. I am in my career in sales. I'm in the software sales industry. It's a very, very, very demanding industry. It just requires a lot of work, a lot of focus. My company, I'm still relatively new, so I'm learning all these technical terms and all these things about my product and how to really be educated when I talk to people about it. And it's a very numbers-based competitive industry, and people are competitive with one another, and there's quotas involved. You have to hit certain numbers, and there's been times I've actually gone through a period recently where I've been not hitting my numbers, and where I've had to sit back and think, okay, I'm not getting the results that I want. I'm putting in all this work. I'm coming in early. I'm staying late. What do I need to do? And I think that coming to that place where you put in more effort and you're just consistent, and you will reap what you sow. You'll see that in the Bible over and over. So if you are just consistent, work harder, don't get discouraged, keep a good attitude, and just have that consistency. I know that's the word that I would use to answer that question. Just being consistent in what you do and thinking of ways that you can try harder or work harder to continue to improve, I think is really important. Wasn't sure if that was a question. Pat on the back. All right, any others? All right, well, my name is Tyler Kleeman. Thank you so much. I'm really humbled, honored, and just so excited to be here. Peace. You guys have a great night. And I'll be around, but just wanted to say thank you.